All right, so we are going to be animating some emotes today. Now, I did not draw these emotes. They are not works of mine at all. But what we did is we purchased some emotes off of Etsy. I didn't, TheeRiceLady did. And she sent them to me. She wanted some animated emotes for her animated slots on Twitch. Twitch added animated slots a couple of weeks ago, and they're rolling them out. She got some. She wanted some animated emotes and can't make them herself, so she went to the Etsy shop and she bought some non-animated emotes as PNG files. I will list the link to that shop at the end of the video. So now we're in Photoshop. She sent me those files. I am not going to redistribute those files. I'm not going to sell those files. But she sent me those files simply to animate them for her. I'm not charging her. She's one of my favorite Discord friends. And so we're going to do this for her free of charge. So you see here, we're in Photoshop, and I am in the most current version of Photoshop. I don't know what version that is right now. I will notate that in the comments. So right here, you see how I have one set up for a Facebook frame already at 183 pixels at 300 ppi. Now this is generally going to be about the same that I am going to use for Twitch. Twitch does have specific dimensions. I will note those in the comments as well. I normally go for about a 112 by 112 just because it's a good number. So we're going to start here. If it ends up being too big, we will adjust it at the end. I am on an iMac 2017, so I'm just going to Command plus on the iMac, Control on Windows, and it zooms in. So this is actually going to be a very small square. You see the background is white and blank, and I'm going to unlock that layer because I'm going to make it go away. But I do want it so that I can see some adjustments later on. We're going to go ahead and start a new layer down here in the bottom right hand corner. The square with the plus sign in it creates a new layer. Everything we do, we want it on a new layer. Going to come up to the top left, hit File and Open. You'll see here that I have my files open already, and they're not actually there. So we're going to go back to Smexy Beast TTV. Say hello to Smexy Beast. And we are going to go to our Discord overlays for Rice. And these are the emotes that she sent me. They're so adorable. We love them. Now you'll see here, you'll see some different colored ones that are not actually in the bundle, and I'll explain that later. But here we're going to go over these two here. She wants the animated chopsticks. So we have the non-animated here, and we have the single chopstick also non-animated. So we're going to open both of those files. You see they open here. We're going to go. We're going to grab one layer. We're going to pull it up and take it over to the top tab of our original file. It's huge. Command T, Control T on Windows. And Control Z to undo it. This one, hold Shift. I don't know why that's not working. Command minus plus to zoom out, and Shift from the end to uniformly transform the size of this chopstick. So we've made it about the size. We're going to come back in and adjust a little more. Spazzy squirrel this morning. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit enter. I did choose to hit the check mark at the top. We're going to come back to the middle one, and we're going to do the same thing for the double chopsticks. All right, we're going to zoom out because the file is extremely large. Where is it? Oh, it would help if I hit Command T for transform, Control T for Windows, Shift at the end, and scooch right on in there. until we make it about the same size. Now, if it's not perfect at the beginning, that's okay. You can hit enter or you can hit the check mark at the top. We're going to Command plus and zoom back in. You see here, now they're both visible. Now you see how they look a little pixely. That's okay, because once we size that down, it's not gonna matter. Now you see here when I imported them, they actually came in on their own layers. I didn't realize that they were gonna do that. That's okay. That's actually even better. So all I did was click the little eyeball on the left here on each layer. There's an eyeball where you can turn it on and off. Very useful when making these. So that's going to be very important. So we're going to start with the single, well, let's go ahead and do both of them. Let's make sure that they're the same size. Command T. We're going to click this one, Command T. We're just going to bring the size of this out here to the edge. Don't forget to hit Shift while you transform so that it remains uniform in size. If you don't hit Shift, it'll get a little wonky. Wonky is good sometimes, but for this, we don't want wonky. So what I've done is I've selected both layers. I select layer 2, and then I hit Command button, and then I select layer 3, Control or Command T, and then rotate. What we're doing is we're giving them an angled chopstick style. I'm going to bring those down a little bit. And while we're in transform, you see how there's a little room at the end? I am going to hold down Shift and I'm going to make them a little larger. Since I have both layers selected, I can actually resize both of them at the same size, keeping that uniform design I'm looking for. Now you see here, I've just moved them to the center. You can hit this check mark at the top, or you can hit enter. Learning to use short keys on the computer will save you tons of time. There are a lot of short keys. Just learn one at a time. So, the most important thing in order to create a frame animation for Photoshop, you're going to need to come up here to Windows. Mine's already open, but in case yours isn't, you're going to come up here to the Window tool, come down to Timeline. I'm going to unselect mine. You'll see here down at the bottom, this bar disappeared. We're going to come back in and hit Timeline again, and it's going to pop back up. We're going to start by simply selecting the Create Frame Animation button here. We're going to toggle that, and it creates our first frame. This is the first step, and this is the easiest step. Here, there's going to be a small square with a plus sign in it. You're going to click that small little button, and you're going to create a second frame. Now, you remember the eyeballs to the left of each layer. This is very important because this is how we're going to actually create the frame animation. So on the first one, we're going to want this chopsticks closed. And then on the second one, we're going to want the chopsticks open. So we're going to come over here to the right, make our chopsticks open, pop up, and make our single chopstick disappear. Now, this is actually a very simple animation because it's already done. But you see, it's spastic chopsticks. So we're going to come down here to seconds. We're going to select both of them, Shift, and then click on both of them. We're going to go down to the seconds, and let's change it to 1 second. And then when we hit the play button, oh, that's a little too slow. I don't like that, but they are animated, and it does exactly what we want it to do. So I'm going to come back in, Shift, select both of them, come in, and we're going to do half a second. Hit that play button. I like that. That's pretty good. I'd like it a little faster. I can come in here and click Other. You don't have a lot of options, but I'm going to do a 0.3. Let's see how a 0.3 is, because I believe that's what I did for the original animation. Love that. To me, that's perfect. Now, this is going to be personal preference. But overall, I feel like that is a good speed for Twitch, OBS Studios, YouTube. I'm not sure if you can use them on YouTube. So what I kept this layer for here is this is what it's going to look like on a white background. A lot of people on Twitch use a white background. A lot more people use a black background, so we're going to not do that. I did the wrong thing. We are going to make a solid color background, and we're going to make it black. It doesn't matter. And it will just give you an idea of what that animated emote's going to look like on a black background. Now you see here, I did not design these sushi, the chopsticks. I did not make it. We simply purchased it. We are going to credit the artist at the end for this design. But all we did was we took two designs, put them together, and animated them for a quick and easy animation. From here, we're going to come behind, where you're going to make the eyeballs go away to make the background go away. So you see how it is an invisible, but you have to be sure you do it on both layers. I almost didn't, and I've done that a bunch of times where I've had to go back and resave it. We're just going to come through and hit that play button one last time. I really feel like this is a solid piece right here, and it's ready to go. And you see it's so simple, it's only 2 frames. So we're going to come up here to the file, come down to save a copy. Now you see there are 3 saves. Save is going to save the actual file. So whatever original file that you open, say you opened the single chopstick, it's going to save the single chopstick as an animated GIF now. You don't want to do that. So you come down here to save a copy. There's also save as, which I'm going to click that, and it's going to give you an option to come and choose your location if you want to change it in a new spot. And it also allows you to create some different formats. Maybe you're not done working with it. You could do that as an option, but I'm done with this file. So I am going to save a copy, save on my computer. It is here. So we're going to type this in as tutorial for the tutorial's sake. In the drop-down menu here at the bottom, we're going to go in and find a GIF file. Now the GIF file is the file that allows the animation to continue. And then you hit save. And just hit OK. We're going to hop on over here to Twitch. I have the window open already. Come up here to the top. We're going to close that. Come up here to the top under, you're on your creator dashboard, viewer rewards, emotes. Top right corner, upload new drop-down menu, animated emotes. Click insert upload GIF. We are going to go into Rice as a recent location. This is our tutorial GIF. It is 183 by 183. I don't actually know that that size is going to work, so we're going to find out right now. If it doesn't, we have our file still open and we can go back in and make those changes. So it pops in. You see it needs to be less than 1 megabyte, and it will automatically resize it here. The dimensions are listed here. Oh, this is the reason why I do the 112, 112. The resolution between 112, 112 and 4096 by 4096. The thing about that is that the larger the file, the larger the pixels, the larger the file. So you won't actually meet the 1 megabyte maximum at the 4096, 4096. So then you're going to come down here and you're going to rename it as the tutorial. That's what I'm going to name it. It gives you a preview here of it on a white-black background as well as the black background. And then you just hit the upload button. At that point in time, Twitch does have a time period in which it will pin for approval. And it can take a couple of days. Some of them will get done pretty quickly, but overall they get done in about 1 to 2 business days. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please let me know if you have any other tidbits of information to add, if maybe I missed something, or if there's a tutorial you would like for me to do. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials.